If it feels like you're putting in a lot of effort when it comes to growing your art business, but you're not making much progress, this video is for you. A lot of artists come to me thinking that they need to get everything perfectly organized and spend months of planning before they can take action, but that simply isn't true. I'm going to show you how to map out a business plan for your art business in 10 minutes. A business plan is helpful because it forces you to hone in on what you really want to achieve as an artist instead of drifting from project to project without direction. And it gives you clarity not only on your goals, but also on the practical steps, systems, and strategies required to get there. When you know where you're going and what's needed to make it happen, you can stop second guessing yourself and start moving forward with focus and confidence. This is the exact same process I walk artists through inside of the Artist Accelerator, and it works for artists at every stage. So whether you're just starting to sell or you're already hitting consistent 5-figure months. For more videos on all things related to art business, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified every time I release a new video. And before we dive in, if you're new here, hello, I'm Martha, and I spent over a decade working in the contemporary art world, starting out in galleries in London and eventually becoming a gallery director. I now help artists build sustainable, profitable careers without sacrificing their creativity or their integrity. Inside the Artist Accelerator, I've helped artists go from struggling to sell £80 pieces to confidently selling works for £12,000 or more. I've supported artists in landing full-page magazine features, tripling their online sales, and getting fully booked with commissions for the entire year. And I'm hosting a free advanced training on the 7th of May 2026, where I'm going to be sharing all about the Artist Accelerator program, because we're going to be opening enrollment very soon. I'll also be giving you practical ways to create reliable and sustainable income streams without sacrificing your creativity, integrity, or that precious time in the studio. I'd love to see you there, so click the link in the description below to apply now to get your invite. Okay, let's get into the video. First, you need to set your vision and goal. So your vision is a big picture of what you want your art career to look like, but your goal is a clear milestone that you're going to be working towards within the next 12 months. Now, the truth is, most artists never stop to define this. They know that they want some more sales or perhaps better opportunities, but that's too vague to guide decisions. So for example, one artist that I worked with came to me saying that she wanted to grow her art career. Now, after a few minutes of digging, we realised that what she really wanted was to sell enough work to leave her part-time job and to go into becoming a full-time artist. And that one piece of clarity really shaped her entire business plan. So ask yourself, what does success look like for you this year? Is hitting a specific income goal like £30,000 important to you? Or is it a certain number of sold works which is most important to you, such as selling 15 original paintings? Or is it a professional milestone such as securing a gallery representation or getting into a specific art fair? Write it down and make it specific, because if it's too vague, you can't plan for it. Then you need to define your audience. So if you try to sell to everyone, you end up connecting with no one. Your audience defines the language that you use, the spaces that you show up in, and there's even a correlation between the prices of your work and your audience. So think about these three categories. Collectors. So these are individuals who buy art to live with, often purchasing multiple works from artists that they connect with. There's also the design trade, so think interior designers, stylists, architects who place your work in homes or hotels or commercial spaces, and institutions and galleries. So these relationships can be pivotal for your positioning and reputation, but they usually build once you already have momentum and a clear identity. One of my clients inside of the Artist Accelerator has been sharing her work on social media, and then she realised that almost everything she was posting was really just speaking to other artists. Collectors didn't feel very included, and she was unintentionally pushing them away. Once she shifted her content and started speaking directly to buyers by sharing the inspiration behind her work and how previous collectors had displayed her work in their homes, her audience grew and her sales even doubled. So the more clear you are about who you're speaking to, the easier it becomes to attract the right buyers and opportunities. Next, you need to decide on your core offer. Now, artists often have various scattered income streams, maybe a few unique artwork sales, maybe a few print sales, and various workshops and teaching gigs on the side. And while it can be beneficial to have different ways to bring in money, It can also leave you feeling stretched and unclear about what you're actually building. So what's really central to a business plan is identifying what your core offer is, basically the main thing that you want to be known for, and then reverse engineering the steps that it will take to reach your goal from there. So if your dream is to be known for your large-scale abstract paintings, then that becomes your core offer. Everything else, such as small works on paper and limited edition prints, should support that vision of yours, but not distract from it. So put it this way, if someone asks you what you do and what you're known for, what do you want to say? Well, that's your core offer. One of my accelerator clients had been splitting her focus between her original paintings and running workshops. And she was pushing for sign-ups for spots of her workshops, which are £30 for a place, when it dawned on her that her paintings were priced at and would sell at £5,000 a painting. Now, once she committed to her paintings as her primary offer, she was then able to launch new collections and bring in over £50,000 in a single year, all without teaching workshops or having to sell smaller works to hit her goal. So this is why it's really important to establish what your core offer is, because then you can actually focus on what you actually want to be doing in your art business. Now, not all artists want to be teaching on the side, but they assume that it's necessary to hit their desired yearly income goal. Next, you need to craft your marketing strategy. Here's where many artists go wrong. They think that marketing just means posting on Instagram and that's it. But when it comes to marketing, you really need a balanced approach that combines visibility, engagement, as well as conversion, so meaning sales. I recommend crafting your marketing strategy in 3 parts. So firstly, I'd recommend choosing a long-term content platform such as YouTube, Pinterest, or blogging. Content creation on these platforms rely on SEO, or search engine optimization, which means that the content will keep working for you months or even years after posting. And then using a social platform such as Instagram, TikTok, or LinkedIn. It doesn't really matter which one, but somewhere where you are able to build ongoing connection and engagement with people in your audience. And then email marketing, which is the single most important piece and best strategy for converting interest and inquiries into actual sales. One of my clients tripled her sales simply by building an email list and launching collections through her email list. She was the same artist, making the same work. The only difference was she had a direct line to people who were already interested in buying from her. So you want to choose your platforms intentionally and commit to showing up consistently on them. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean posting every day. It means creating a rhythm which you can sustain. So whether that's one YouTube video a month, it could be a weekly Instagram post, or even a monthly artist newsletter. But you'll see results only if you stick with it. So in your business plan, you want to plot out the platforms that you'd like to use and how frequently you're willing to commit to showing up on them. Next, you want to plan your sales events. So this is a piece that most artists miss. Sales don't just happen because you put your work online. They happen because you create events or campaigns that give people a reason to buy from you. Think about traditional art galleries. Why do they have exhibition openings? Well, because an event creates anticipation, urgency, and excitement. You can create this in your own way through online collection launches, open studio events, group or solo exhibitions, and even private preview nights for your best collectors. Now, inside the Artist Accelerator, one artist sold out her entire collection before the official launch began because she invited her email list to a private preview. That strategy alone created urgency and exclusivity and meant that the buyers didn't hesitate to buy because they wanted to get in there first before someone else did. So ask yourself, when is your next sales event? Circle a date in your calendar, even if you're not fully ready yet, because having an event in your diary will give you a deadline to work towards instead of planning nothing at all. And then lastly, consider putting simple systems in place. So a business plan isn't just about goals, it's also about creating the structure to make those goals achievable, and that's where systems come in. So systems can be really simple. It could be creating an inventory tracker where you keep track of all of your artworks. It could be putting a price list together so you're not scrambling around last minute and pulling figures from thin air whenever someone asks for a price from you. Or it could be setting up your email marketing platform so that you can start nurturing people in your audience and collectors automatically through your artist newsletter. One accelerator client resisted systems at first because, well, it doesn't exactly sound fun, and she thought that this side of running an art business would stifle her creativity. But once she created a simple inventory spreadsheet and automated her emails, she realized how much more time and space she had to make work. So systems don't take away from your creativity. They actually protect it and help to preserve your energy. So let's recap your 10-minute art business plan. You want to set a clear vision and goal. You need to define your audience. You need to decide on your core offer and then craft your marketing strategy. You want to plan your sales event and then explore what systems you will put in place. It really is that simple. You don't need to overcomplicate things. You just need clarity and a structure you can actually follow. And when you put these things in place, you're going to stop drifting and start building something real. This isn't about creating a perfect 30-page document. It's about establishing some clarity and some direction. And once you know where you're going and what's required for you to get there, you can start focusing your energy on what matters most, which is being in the studio and making the best art that you can. So if you're serious about building an art business and creating consistent income from your art, I am inviting you to apply to the Artist Accelerator. And this is for artists who really want to grow their sales while having more freedom to create. Artists inside the accelerator have gone from part-time to full-time artists. They've landed full-page featured in top magazines, been booked out in commissions for an entire year, and have made their biggest sales to date, from a £15,000 artwork to bringing in $250,000 in a single year. So if you're ready for that kind of transformation, apply to attend the free advanced training that I'm going to be hosting live on the 7th of May 2026. You'll find the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, let me know by liking it, commenting down below, and subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.